Hey guys, coming back here live with another video dedicated to MGTOW as usual, but this video is going to be a little more about an individual male persona, and that male persona is the Zeta male. You've heard about the Zeta male from time to time, to the point where you've seen many other videos on the Zeta male, chances are, but I just thought, I'd jot my 2 cents out about what I believe from a MGTOW perspective to be the Zeta male imitation. My view on a Zeta male is basically a man who has pretty much decided on his own terms what his inner masculinity is. He's basically made up his mind to say that, I am a man and this is what I like to do. It may go entirely against the social order of society and what their view on a male role is, but the Zeta male looks at himself and says, who gives a flying fuck? I will do as I please, when I please, if I please, and how I please. The Zeta male has basically made up his mind to pursue his own agenda and pursue his own interest, regardless of the judgment of others and regardless as to how others view him. He has become his own man and has become one with himself, and with that has found an inner peace within himself. He no longer seeks the social acceptance from others. He no longer seeks to be a part of a circle with others. He has created ultimately his own circle. He has manifested his own beliefs from his own circle. Even though he may be the only one in his circle, he's learned to make peace with that. He has come to grasp on his own terms of his inner acceptance. He has mastered himself to the point where he is beyond the social order and is beyond societal expectations. He no longer seeks pleasure from others, especially women. He has essentially escaped the matrix altogether. You could almost compare his philosophy, or the philosophies of a Zeta male, to the acts of ghosting. MGTOW, as Sandman pointed out in ghosting, are interchangeable with each other, but not exactly the same. A MGTOW is walking away from women, as he once said, and ghosting is walking away from society. And it's my belief that a Zeta male imitates both in his own way. He's walking away from women in the fact that he no longer cares about how they perceive him or how he's evaluated or how he's judged. In fact, when there's a damsel in distress, he walks by with his head turned and turns the other cheek and keeps it turned. But at the same time, he's also ghosting because he no longer cares to imitate what society believes should be the male role. In other words, he no longer is playing the role of provider. He's no longer playing the role of a simp. He's no longer playing the role of a mangina white knight. He is also no longer playing the role of trying to gain attention from the opposite sex. He has essentially said to himself, this is just the way I want to be, this is the way that makes me happy, and fuck what anyone else thinks. Basically, a Zeta male is a man who just doesn't give a flying fuck about how other people view him. He's not looking for any kind of acceptance or gratitude from others. He's learned to fend for himself and go his own way. Zeta males are definitely MGTOW in my eyes. A Zeta male has just pretty much rejected everything that he's been taught traditionally through society from the time he was born. There was a certain point in his life where he decided, you know what, this is what I like to do, or this is what I want to do, and he sets up that goal for himself, and his sole purpose is to strictly maintain these goals and to achieve these goals. Even if goals he has set goes against what people would like to see or what people want to see, He's decided that, these are my goals. And if my goals don't compute with what's expected, well, that's not my problem. Now, is it? And that is how he lives life. He lives life as if he were a Ronin. And I say this to all fellow MGTOW in metaphor to speak. What is a MGTOW, if a person were to ask me? If I had to give one general all sentence to sum up what a MGTOW is, it would probably go something like this. You ask me what a MGTOW is. My friend, a MGTOW is like a Ronin, a samurai without a master. He is the master of himself, he is the master of his destiny, and he is ultimately the master of his happiness and inner peace. That is a MGTOW, a man going his own way. And that is exactly what I believe a Zeta male is in the eyes of himself. Thank you.